what is the big deal with these cameras, man? Let me show you something here. Manufacturer. Pay attention to the manufacturer there. Shenzhen Tongveo Technology, right? That's the manufacturer, it says. Zone B, Fukang Technology Building, Shenzhen, China. Check the box out. The T says PTZ camera. Even the labeling, pay attention to the labeling here. Check this out, right? This is the Tenveo brand, okay? Same box, except it says conference camera. This is the same camera, essentially has the same writing. It's a different body, different logo, but check this out. Manufacturer, SZ Tenveo Video Technology, 8th floor, I guess, Fukang Building, Longhao District, Shenzhen, China. Same exact phone number as well. So it gets to be kind of annoying when you're trying to figure out which PTZ camera should I buy for my organization. You know, you're looking for a PTZ camera, but you don't know what to get. And that's because these companies make it really hard to figure out which one you should buy. Most of the user manuals, you're gonna see this user manual is unbranded and the instructions inside are identical. And then if you buy another camera that looks just like this, but with a different brand name, they pretty much operate exactly the same. So what do you need to look for when you're buying a PTZ camera, whether you're buying the Tongveo with NDIHX and full HD, or the Zoetech full HD, you want AI auto tracking, which one do you want? I really do believe that there are only a couple different things that you need to look for in a camera when you're looking for a PTZ camera. I'm gonna help you identify some things, just a few things to help you figure out how and what to look for when you're purchasing a PTZ camera for your church or organization. Okay, so technically, the brand doesn't necessarily matter when it comes to all of these other options, okay? Tenveo, Tongveo, same exact manufacturer. SMTAV, Zoetech, there's other ones there. You just look up PTZ camera on Amazon, which I'm sure is why you're on this video, because you've seen so many. Now you're looking at YouTube like which one is okay to get. I've reviewed quite a few of them. I'll list them all down here below if you'd like. My point isn't to try to confuse you with different PTZ camera options. My whole point in this video is to help you decide which one you want. And then I will actually add my personal recommendation down below as well in the description. So if you just don't care and you want to grab the camera that I recommend, it's down below. But otherwise, pay attention and maybe take some notes. So what do you want to look for when you're purchasing a PTZ camera? The biggest thing that you're going to want to look for is image quality, okay? That's what everybody wants. Everybody wants really good image quality. The downside of this, there's a common misconception. The misconception is that if you have a full HD camera or a 4K camera, that it is going to actually have great quality. A 1080p full HD camera and then a 4K camera, and you're thinking the 4K camera is better. Usually that's not true in all cases. 4K, unless it has true 4K output, is not going to be real 4K unless they've got a great image processor or sensor. And so most of these cameras are going to have a 1/2.8 inch image sensor. And sometimes they are Panasonic. Other times they are just whatever the Chinese manufacturer had at the time. It could be some off-brand sensor. But all depending on what the true output ratio is. For example, 1080p full HD. Full HD means 1920 by 1080p. And so if that's a true output and it's not cropped in, then yes, it's a true 1080p. I personally have a hard time believing that you're able to get 4K image out of a 1/2.8 inch sensor. For example, this video is shot on the Osmo Pocket 3. And right now I'm at 2.7K, okay? Take note of the background. Look at my face, the detail in the background. This is 2.7K. Now I don't know if you can tell the difference, but this is 4K. This is 4K. Check out my movements. The image quality is a little bit better, maybe a little more defined. You might have a little bit more blur in the background. And this is 1080p. So image size hasn't changed, right? Because we're on whatever device you're on. And then at a certain point, the image quality is getting better. And so that's the difference. The Osmo Pocket 3 has a 1-inch sensor, and most of the PTZ cameras that you see on the market today all have most likely a Panasonic CMOS 1/2.8-inch sensor. And so megapixels will change a little bit, also depending on what software they're using, what platforms they have, if they have any kind of integrated digitizing or software help assistance inside of that. For example, the iPhone 14 Pro Max has a 1/2.8-inch sensor, but they have their Apple quad pixel tech built into this phone, which really helps the quality of the image that you'll get from an iPhone versus the PTZ cameras that you have on the market today. And let's be honest, if you're streaming, you're not really going to need 4K. And you're not going to get a full 4K output anyways. So I would recommend something that has a full HD, full 1080p HD, that can shoot both 30 and 60 frames per second. Next thing you're going to need to consider is your lighting situation. You have to have decent lighting if you're going to have a camera with a sensor size that small, because it's not going to pick up a lot of light. And when it is across a room, the light that it picks up is really going to make your picture look really grainy. Right now I'm on 2.7K on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and I don't have that great of lighting in this room. But the sensor size is 1 inch, so it can pull a lot more lighting in, capturing a lot more detail in this footage. And you won't really get that out of the PTZ camera. So you need to figure out what your lighting situation is, figure out how much distance. You don't want to go like 30, 40, 50 feet away with a sensor size that small. Because my phone, I think it's like 48 megapixels, but they bin size that down to 12 megapixels for better low light performance. And that's with Apple's technology. So 48 megapixels with raw footage. These PTZ cameras, I think they get between like 3 and 6 megapixels. So it's really not that much. So you don't want to go too far. I would say under 30 feet if you could. If you need to get some sort of stage lighting to make that better, that's really good. If you've got space between the place you're presenting and the place your camera is, you don't want a lot of light flooding that footage either, because it's really going to degrade that footage with that light flowing across where the image is trying to get picked up from. So it's not going to look that good. You want to move the camera closer so that you can capture the presenter a lot better. The third thing that I would say you want to worry about the most is the brand, because the brand itself, how long are they going to be around, right? What is their customer service like? What if you have issues with the camera and you can't resolve them because you bought it on Amazon and the company shut down since then? You want to find out what the warranty is. The warranty might say 5 years. Tongveo, I don't even know how long they've been around. Here's the thing that I do know. The phone numbers on these boxes are exactly the same. This manufacturer in China has been around for a while, for a very long time. And so I would think that as long as it is a manufacturer from China that's been doing this for a while with a 5-year warranty and they're selling on Amazon, keep your warranty information. It doesn't matter if the store shut down on Amazon. As long as you've got the warranty information and the product is registered to you, then you should be good. That's my suggestion. Those are your 3 biggest things that you're going to need to consider when buying a PTZ camera. So when it comes to a 1/2.8-inch sensor, especially in your sub $1,000 PTZ cameras, this is what you're going to expect, are those sensor sizes. And really, that's why I say the lighting and distance from your camera really matter. That's what matters the most, is because the image quality differences between these cameras are really minimal. And so don't overpay just because one brand like hypes up their quality. I would mostly pay attention to the actual resolution output. Some claim 1080p when really it's just an upscaled 720p. And so you're going to get a lot of that as well. Look for reviews, watch YouTube videos. I've got a couple on my channel, so subscribe. I'm going to be talking a lot about these. I've got a couple different brands, and I've already got some reviews. I'll link those down below. Even some of the most expensive brands that are more well known still have the same internal components. Just for an example, let me show you. I just searched PTZ camera. I've got Fomaco, I don't know what that brand is. Oh, that's the Tongveo. This brand, let me see what brand that is. A lot of them don't even say until you, that's Tongveo. Previously viewed. Tenveo. Wise, these are security cameras, but we're talking about conference or streaming cameras. Or OBS Bot is what it is. OBS Bot's a well-known brand, but these are one of the brands that have the same internal components unless otherwise stated. For example, this tiny little 4K web camera right here for $159 has a 1/2 inch sensor. So it's bigger than the 1/2.8 inch sensor. They do have the one with a 1/2.8 inch sensor that is only $99 instead of the 1/2 inch sensor that is $159. PTZ Optics, here we go. PTZ Optics. If you look at a PTZ Optics camera, this one for example, this PTZ Optics camera has most likely a 1/2.8 inch sensor. Yes, it does. So it's exactly the same thing as like an SMTAV. Actually, this one looks very close to that camera. If you look at that there, looks very close, almost identical. Even the remotes look the same. And so the difference between these cameras that are white labeled and branded, man, they're huge because of firmware. Now, PTZ Optics has their own support team. They are based here in the United States. They've got a YouTube channel with all kinds of help, and they have their own firmware to navigate and change settings on these cameras. Now, they do a lot more in-depth of that as well. Support, warranty, firmware, those are huge things when you're buying a PTZ camera. This is also why they can kind of get away with going from the $700 price to almost $1,400. They also have some cameras that are up to $2,000, $3,000, and I think even higher. So the sensor size is going to be the same across the board for the most part. It's just very important that you look at your lighting scenario and your distance on where the camera is going to be, because a PTZ camera may just not be the best choice for you if you're trying to have your cameras very far away and they're just going to be stationary. You might want to look into a DSLR. Down below in order are going to be my top recommendations. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that this video helps you make a decision, and as always, I will catch you on the next one.